don't let my excitement fool you here. I'm not fanboying. It's been 2 weeks. I've tried to calm down. I can't. Hello, and welcome back to the Book Love Podcast, where I go into and beyond the pages right in front of me. And recently, I finished reading book 5 of the Blade of Shadows series, Timehunters by Sara Samuels, and I'm here with thoughts, opinions, and a review. All right, fellow book lovers, first of all, here's a little bit about this book, right? So Timehunters is the 5th book of the Blade of Shadows series by Sara Samuels. And in the Blade of Shadows series, right, individuals born like during complete darkness during a solar eclipse can time travel, right? But at the same time, you got to have duality. There's a dark into darkness, a dark time traveler, as it were, that is born at the same time. And then this darkness, shadowborn, whatever, hunts them. Timehunters is the 5th book, and it was originally published in February of 2025. And I read this 550-page beast of an ebook in like 5 days. It was perfect. The book is an amazing mix of like epic fantasy, dark fantasy, and spicy romance. I love that. Secondly, here's what this book is specifically about, right? Some a little spoiler-free plot, right? The 5th installment picks up immediately where book 3 ends, right? But you as a reader just took some time to read book 4, and now you have an incomplete understanding of what happens in book 4. So, in the wake of capturing and imprisoning the big bad named Balthazar at Matthias's estate in Wales or wherever, and on the heels of learning that Olivia's dead mom is definitely very much not dead, Olivia and company, they begin the novel with like a reinvigorated search for the Moondagger, which, if you remember, is why they're in Wales in the first place. After being led by a mysterious and cryptic old guy, Olivia eventually finds the Moondagger, and she now possesses both the Moondagger and the Sundagger, which we learn means that she has the Blade of Shadows. But she doesn't know that yet. So in order to learn what to do with them blades, Olivia, Roman, their kids Rosie and Luna, along with Malik and Raina, journey all the way to Anatolia, which is like Turkey. It's in the heart of the Ottoman Empire, and also the heart of the Timehunters Society. Through a very perilous quest, Olivia and co have to fight for their lives, endure unthinkable trials, and end up uncovering a web of information that illuminates like a cosmic and temporal battle between shadow lords, darknesses, timeborns, timebounds, all of the things that you will not see coming. They didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming. That dude over there didn't see it coming. You will not see this coming. It is an amazing book. All right, let's review this sucker. I mean, holy shit. This is easily the best book in the series so far. I still have to read book 6, and then I'm going to read book 7 when book 7 is available. But so far, this is the best of the series. Like, I thought Timebound book 3 was the best of the series. No, this, damn. So here's what came to my mind, right? If you took all the dark elements of Rise of the Shadow Lords You get the amazing plot, like the expansion and the plot twist, just the plot, the amazingness of that from book 3, Timebound. And you add in the amazing romance and spice from Scotland and book 1, Time Board. You get this book. It's so good. The author, Sara Samuels, likes to market her books on socials as making you be like making you scream WTF at the end of every chapter. This book actually does it. Listen, I am generally a thoughtful person. I generally allow my excitement to temper before I do these book reviews. And I'm going to let you know something. I am recording this 2 weeks after I've read this book. I usually take all that time to analyze my thoughts and my feelings. And I typically search for perfection in every book I read. So don't let my excitement fool you here. I'm not fanboying. It's been 2 weeks. I've tried to calm down. I can't. It's the best of the series proper so far. It's a 4.5, 4.75. It is. I think that The Rise of the Shadow Lords might be slightly better in terms of like rhetoric, just the craft of writing. But Timehunters is definitely the better story. I don't know. Maybe does that make sense? Maybe. And here's what really blows my mind is that something in my gut tells me that the finale is going to blow both of those books out of the water. But like I say in every review that I do, star ratings are bullshit. So let's talk the good, the bad, the ugly, the exceptional. And to do that, I don't know if I can be spoiler free. But we are talking about book 5 of a series. So if you're watching this, you're probably not looking for like a recommendation on how to start the series. You've probably already read it already. And because of the nature of the book itself, I can't really tell you why I love it without including some spoilers. So, spoiler warning, you've been warned. So, as always, we're going to start with some of the negatives. Is there anything that I thought could be better? Yes and no. I did notice some pacing issues. Like when Olivia and co are at Matthias's estate in the very beginning, the story is very continuous. It's moment by moment. Hours don't really get skipped, days don't really get skipped. Then when they are in Anatolia, the story is also very continuous. Hours don't get skipped, days don't get skipped. It's a play by play type of storytelling. But the journey from one to the other jumps a lot. And it's a bit jarring given the pacing of the bookends around it, right? But like, did I care? No. I think the editor inside of me cared in the moment while I was reading, but I'm here to tell you that it doesn't matter. So I think I'm going to go ahead and go on record and say there's not really anything about the book I disliked. Maybe I would have changed some things if I was writing it when it was being written, but not now. I wouldn't tell the author to go back and change that. No. Mm-mm. So I guess that means we need to jump into the shit that I loved about this book. Let's start with how Sara Samuels, how she blends dark elements with comedic elements in this story. This story includes some super dark things, but even with those dark and sad moments, Sara weaves in some really sardonic, ironic, witty. Some of it's dry, and some of it is like kind of more blasé, like in your face. But it's funny. Without spoiling things. I always thought Roman and Olivia trade some pretty funny remarks um, while they're trying to stay alive during the trials in Anatolia. Um, or how a servant essentially comes in and cock blocks Roman and Olivia. Or when Roman goes back to the 21st century and he can't fucking use technology to save his life. I I absolutely loved the like addition of frivolity to the darkness. I thought that was a really good touch that didn't necessarily exist in the other books. Um, and because of that, I think it also kind of made the dark stuff darker and the sad stuff sadder because of the juxtaposition, right? Um, but at the exact same time, it kept me from emotionally burning out from time to time because of how hard hitting some of it can be. And I thought it was just super, super good writing, super great storytelling. Another thing that I loved was how Olivia she becomes more of a badass after she becomes a mother. And I know, Rosie is her daughter, but like Rosie is Isabel's daughter. Rosie is not Olivia's daughter from like a connection and emotional, maternal point of view, right? So in Time Hunters, Olivia does give birth to Luna. And listen, I've read too many books written by both genders where the badass female main character changes after becoming a mother. She's not as much as of a badass. Maybe the only thing she cares about is her child, or maybe the dudes around her in the novel begin to treat her as delicate and they won't let her do anything, and she plays along with that because it's easier to accept than it is to fight, right? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing or that's not allowed. What I'm saying here is I loved how Olivia is still sexual. She's still badass with weapons and martial arts. And she's more sexual and more badass because she had a child. Like she has more reason to fight. She thinks about more than just herself. And like there's more on the line. She can't fail. But also at the same time, Roman finds Olivia to be like hotter after giving birth. I think, and I think that's very true to life. You know, when you're with a woman and like she has gray hairs or white hairs, or there's laugh lines around her eyes, or there's stretch marks on her stomach because she gave birth. Those things exist because of you and your relationship, right? Those don't detract from her. Those make things better. And Roman leans into that hard and it brings a whole new level to the spicy scenes, which, by the way, continue. The whole birth thing doesn't stop that. Um, and I might have asked AI some really interesting, borderline inappropriate questions so that I could understand better because of it. And Sarah, that's on you. I blame you for my search history. But all to say, I really enjoyed what happened to Olivia's character and the evolution of Olivia's character with the addition of a baby. I thought that was really, really great. And next, the plot twists in this book. Damn, they are next level, next with two X's, next level. Listen, all right, we say goodbye to some people in this story, and it is unpredictable. You can't see it coming, and it leaves you so shocked. There is zero room for tears. The world, the 3D chess game of sorts, is finally revealed, and it's bigger than I could have guessed. If what happens in this book and how the world is set up, how the metaphysics are messed with, has actually ever been done before. If it has, I haven't read it. is mind-blowing. And here's the kicker. You get all that information in a huge info dump, which I hate info dumps. I hate them. I've been on record that I hate info dumps. I think they're like the worst thing authors can do. I read this info dump 4 times. It didn't get old. It got better with each reread. And there are still more plot twists after the info dump later. Like, holy crap. With saying all of that, and I can't believe I even need to ask this question, but it makes for really good episode editing. So whatever. Should you read it? That's a freaking stupid question. Yes. Read the book. Read the other 4 books leading up to this one, and then read this one. The journey to get to this book is worth it. This book is a capstone to everything. It is a mic drop. So read it, read it, read it. This is without a doubt the best book in the series. And I can't believe I ever questioned anything about the other books. I can't. I feel like a fool for the other book reviews. Dumb. I'm not, but I feel that way right now. I feel a little emotionally spent. So I think I'm going to go ahead and put a bookmark in it for now. And I'm going to go pick up book 6, Sweet Venom of Time. As always, let me know what you thought of this book. What went well for you? What didn't go well for you? What'd you like? What'd you not like? Let me know. I want to know. Leave a comment here, or all of my contact information is in the description down below. So until next time, y'all. Cheers.